Hello, everyone. I know you're looking for a good video to help you fall asleep, and you're in the right spot. Before we start this relaxing trip, I'd love to hear from you. Tell me in the comments what time it is and where you're watching from. Let's make it a cozy escape together. Close your eyes. Imagine a world where time slows and dawn's whispers hug you tight. Welcome to still waters of eternity. Life's quiet, infinite, your journey to deep calm. See yourself at the whispering lake at dawn, light dancing on still waters, pulling you in. Feel the endless drift of a single breath, so soft it sweeps your worries away. This isn't just a video, it's your escape. Let's drift into a stillness that'll change how you rest. Ready? Imagine waking up easy, no buzzing phone or blaring alarm yanking you out of sleep. Just the soft glow of dawn tapping you awake like a gentle nudge from someone who cares. You open your eyes and there's a lake sprawled out in front of you, wide and calm, like it's been waiting all night just to say hello. The first light spills over the edge of the world, painting the water with pinks and golds that shimmer lazy and slow, blending into each other like a dream you're still half in. It's so still, this lake, that it feels alive. Its surface, a mirror holding the sky's sleepy colors, breathing them back at you. You're right there, maybe sitting on the shore with the cool earth under you, or just picturing it, or from where you lie. The quiet's not empty, it's full, rich with a peace that doesn't need to explain itself. The lake whispers, a low hum you don't so much hear as feel, rippling through your chest like a secret only you're in on. It's saying, hey, no hurry today, no need to jump up and run. Your breath could chase its rhythm, slowing down to match the stillness. Inhale the crisp morning air, exhale whatever's been weighing you down. It's just you and this water, sharing a moment that doesn't ask for anything but your presence. Maybe there's a sound, a bird chirping once, soft and far off, then fading back into the hush. Or maybe it's suddenly the lake, its surface so smooth you could swear it's dreaming too. Thrill feels gentler here, like someone took a cloth and wiped away the sharp edges, leaving everything soft and blurred. You don't need to move, don't need to reach for anything. The calm's already sinking in, wrapping around you like the warmest blanket you've ever known. That as the sun inches up, Thecola's shift golds deepen, pinks fade to a whisper of blue, but the pace stays kind, unrushed. A little breeze might brush by, too light to stir the water, just enough to graze your skin and say, stay a while. There's no clock ticking here, no list nagging at you. The lake's got your back, holding this slow, sweet start like a promise. It won't break. Trust me, this quiet's just getting started. Stick around, because the calm's about to roll in deeper, carrying you through a morning that feels like it could stretch on forever, soft and steady, just for you. Picture this, you're stretched out, cozy, maybe on your couch, with a throw over your legs, or tucked into bed, where the pillows know your shape. All you've got right now is your breath, moving in and out like a lazy stream that doesn't care where it's headed. It's not complicated, just one breath flowing into the next, smooth as silk, no edges, no rush. It's carrying you along, this gentle drift, like you're floating on water that's forgotten about time. You don't need to steer or push, you just let it take you, and that's the whole trick. There's nowhere you've got to be. Feel it, chest rising slow, easy, the air slipping in, cool and quiet, like a sip of something. Then it slides out, a little sigh that pulls the day's clutter with it, leaving you lighter. Your shoulders soften, dropping down, and your hands rest wherever they fall, fingers loose, nothing to grip onto. This isn't about effort or figuring anything out. It's about that simple thing you've done a million times, only now it's everything. It's quiet, steady, like a heartbeat you don't thave to chase. A rhythm that's been there all along, waiting for you to notice. You might hear it, the soft sound of air moving, or maybe your pulse tapping faint and far off, keeping time with the drift. Or maybe it's just the space between, that tiny pause where the world holds still and you're right there with it. There's no hurry, no finish line, just this stream of breath rolling on, carrying you through armament that doesn't demand a thing. Those little thoughts that buzzed around, they're fading now, losing their edge, drowned out by this slow, easy flow. Hang with me here, because this is where the peace digs in deep. Each inhale stretches a bit longer, each exhale lingers like it's reluctant to leave, and you're sinking into something so calm, it's like the tensions just melting away. It's like you're on water sourceful. You can't tell where you stop, and it starts. Your mind doesn't need torsil or race. It can just float. The world outside blurs, sounds soften, lights demand. All that's left is this one beautiful thread, tying one breath down the next. You're safe here, held by something you don't have to control. Let it pull you in, let it cradle you, and feel the quiet spread through every inch of you. This drift's yours, and it's about to take you somewhere so deep you'll melt right into it. The day's fading, and you're settled somewhere nice, maybe by a window with the curtains cracked open, letting the last light spill in or out under a wide sky where the air's cool and clean against your face. Those hard shadows from earlier, the ones that stretched long and sharp across the ground, they're softening now, blurring at the edges as dusk rolls in gentle and slow. It's that time when the world takes a breath, shakes off the noise, and says, okay, we're done for. Now, you feel it to a little lift, like something heavy's starting to slip away. Look up, and there's just one at first, blinking hello like it's testing the dark. Then another shows up, and another, like tiny lanterns flicking on one by one. It's no big show, no loud fireworks or thunder, just a quiet switch from day to night. That feels like the world's tucking itself in. The sky fills up slow, and everything gets lighter. Not with brightness, but with that easy feeling, like it's letting go of whatever it's been carrying. Your chest loosens, your thoughts unwind, and it's just you and this soft handover, simple as a friend saying, stay with me, because this is where the hush settles in. The stars don't rush or crowd each other. They just appear, steady and sure, like they've got all the time in the world. You might catch a sound, a leaf rustling, a breeze whispering by, but it's faint, far off, nothing to pull you away. What matters is this stillness, this sense that everything's winding down. Your breath falls into step, slow and even, like Thetid easing back from the shore. Inhale, and the night air slides in cool and smooth. Exhale, and the last of the day's racket fades out. The starlight's gentle, spilling over you like a glow you feel more than see. You can close your eyes if you want, let the dark behind them mix with the dark outside, or keep them open, watching those little lights dot the sky. There's no push here, no need to move on. The night's wide and patient, and you're part of it, small but held to be something bigger. Those nagging worries from before, they're still there, maybe, but they're quieter now, wrapped up in this starry hush. Let it cover you, let it soothe you, and feel the calm stretch out, steady and endless. This is your spot, and it's about to carry you off to a sleep that's been waiting just for you. Imagine you're by a river, not one of those loud, wild ones that roar and tumble, but a smooth, steady flow that's got you wrapped in its arms like an old friend who knows just what you need. You're floating, weightless, water cool against your skin, kind in the way it moves you along without a single sound. It's not rushing you or dragging you anywhere. It's just there, holding you up, carrying you through this quiet stretch like it's got all the time. In the world, the day whatever it threw at you starts slipping off, peeling away easy as a jacket you don't need anymore. Feel it the way the current nudges you, gentle as a whisper, rocking you like a cradle you didn't know you were missing. Your arms float out, your legs loosen, and your head tilts back, letting the water take every ounce of weight you've been hauling around. The river's silent, but it's alive, moving under you, around you. A steady pulseth matches the slow thump in your chest. There's no splash, no ripple to break, the spell just this smooth, endless glide that says, "You're okay now, I've got you." Maybe you hear a faint gurgle, the water brushing a stone somewhere downstream, but it's soft fare off, blending into the hush. Or maybe it's just the silence itself, so deep it feels like a sound of its own, filling you up. Your breath slows, sensing with flow. Inhale as the current lifts you, exhale as it carries you on. Those tight spots in your shoulders, your jaw, they're easing up, melting into the water like they never belonged to you in the first place. Stay with me here, because this river's not done. It's taking you somewhere even quieter. A place where the noise of the world can't follow. The banks drift by, blurred and distant. But you don't need to look. All that matters is this embrace, this steady hold that doesn't ask you to do a thing but be. The lights fading overhead, maybe dusk, maybe just your eyes softening, and the calm sinks deeper, pooling in your bones. You're not fighting anything, not even gravity, just letting this silent current carry you, smooth and sure, into a peace that feels like it's hours been waiting. This is your ride, and it's about to sweep you into a stillness you can't help but fall into. Picture waves lapping at a shore, soft and slow, like they've been rolling in since the beginning of everything and plan to keep going long after you're gone. You're there, maybe your toes are in the sand, cool and damp, or maybe you're just hearing it in your head, that gentle shush as each wave comes up, whispers a little story, then pulls back into the sea. It's not about crashing or making a scene, just this endless rhythm, steady as your own breath, washing over you with a calm that feels older than time itself. Each wave's got a voice, faint and familiar, like it's telling you something you've always known but forgot to listen for. It rolls in, kisses the shore, then fades, leaving a hush behind that you can sink right into. You're not doing anything big here, nor running, no shouting, just standing or sitting, letting the tide do its thing. The water's cool where it touches you, maybe brushing your ankles, and it's like it's pulling the day's mess away with it, bit by bit, leaving you lighter every time it retreats. You might hear it, the softness of foam, the way the sea breathes with you, in and out, a sound so steady it's almost a song. Or maybe it's quieter still, just the feeling of it all, the way the air smells salty and clean, the way the horizon looks like it's nodding off. Your shoulders drop, your hands unclench, and you're part of this part of the tide that doesn't rush, doesn't judge, just keeps going, endless and patient. Those worries you carried down here, they're dissolving, carried off with the water. Too small to matter against something this big. Hang on with me, because this tide's got more to say, more quiet tales to spin you into sleep. Each wave smooths the sand a little more, smooths you a little more, until the edges of everything, your thoughts, the day start to blur. It's like the seas rocking you, slow and sure, telling you it's okay to let go, to drift with it. The lights dimming, the world shrinking down to just this shore, this sound, this moment. You're safe here, wrapped in echoes that don't end, carried by a tide that's been soothing the earth forever. Let it take you, let it hum you into a calm so deep you'll feel it in your dreams. You're walking, or maybe just picturing it in your head, over a hill, the kind with grass that bends soft under your feet, and when you get to the top, everything stops. On the other side, there's nothing but stillness, wide, open, quiet. That feels like a secret spot the world forgot to tell anyone about. No wind rattling the leaves, no noise crowding your ears, just this big, empty hush stretching out in front of you, like the earth decided to hit pause and invited you along. You're standing there, right in the middle of it, and it's like the air itself is holding you still. Look around, there's grass, maybe a tree or two, but they're not moving, not even a little. The sky's up there, wide and calm, holding its breath like it's waiting for you to catch up. You feel it the way the quiet sinks into you, heavy but light at the same time, peeling off whatever you've been carrying. Your legs slow, your arms hang loose, and you're not in a hurry anymore. It's simple, this peace, like finding a room where the lights are low and the doors shut tight against everything loud and fast. Maybe there's a sound a cricket way off, one little chirp that fades quicker. Maybe it's just this, so thick you can lean into it. Your breath comes easy now, slow and deep, like it's syncing up with this place. Inhale, and the air's cool, clean. Exhale, and the last of the day's buzz slips out of you. Those tight spots, the ones in your neck, your chest, they're loosening up, giving in to this stillness that doesn't ask you to be anything but here. It's like the hills hiding you, framed world, tucking you into a pocket where nothing can touch you. Keep with me, because this quiet's about to wrap you up even tighter. The light's soft, maybe late afternoon, maybe descant. It's painting everything in shades that don't shout, just glow. You could sit down, lie back, let the grass hold you, and it wouldn't matter. The stillness would find you anyway. It's pulling you in, smoothing out the wrinkles in your mind, telling you it's okay to stop, to rest. The world's in the other side of that hill, but here it's just you and this big, gentle hush, stretching out like it's got no end. Let it take you, let it hold you, and feel how it settles deep, ready to carry you off into a sleep that feels like home. Think of a pond, still as can be, so smooth it's like a sheet of glass under the sky. Then plop a little ripple starts, maybe from a leaf dropping off a branch or a stone you tossed in just to see. It spreads out slow, circles growing wider, thinner until they disappear, and the water's back to calm, like nothing ever happened. You're there, watching it, or maybe you're the one who made that ripple, standing by the edge with the cool air brushing your face. It's small, this moment, but it's everything the way the quiet comes back, soft and sure, like it's been waiting to take over. You can see it the way the water settles, smoothing itself out, reflecting whatever's left of the light, that ripple. It's gone now, but it left something behind, a hush you can feel in your chest, a stillness that creeps in slow and stays. You're not doing much, maybe just sitting there, legs dangling, or standing with your hands in your pockets, but you don't need to. The pond's doing the work, showing you how easy it is to let go, how one little disturbance can fade into nothing if you give it time. there's a sound. Maybe Thetney splash when it started, or the rustle of that leaf hitting the surface buttes. Quick, swallowed up by the silence that follows. Your breath matches it, slow and steady inhale, as the ripple spreads, exhale as it vanishes. Those things you've been holding onto tight fists, tight thoughts they're slipping, softening, like the water's teaching you how to do it too. It's not loud or complicated, it's just a pond, just a moment, but it's pulling you in. Making's world feel smaller, simpler. Stick around, because this quiet's got a way of sticking with you. The light's dipping lower, maybe painting the water gold or grey, and the air's cooling off, wrapping around you like a signal to slow down. You don't need to chase anything, hear the ripples gone, the pond's still, and you're right. There with it, letting the calm sink deep. It's like the water's whispering, see. It's easy, and you believe it. The day's noise, the rush it's all fading. Left behind as this hush takes over, steady and patient. Let it settle. Let it hold you, and feel how it smooths everything out. Ready to carry you into a peace that feels like it's always been yours. Look out far, real far where the sky kisses the earth, and it's calling you, soft and low, like a voice you've heard in dreams. You're sitting there, maybe on a porch, with a mug gone cold, or up on a hill where the grass tickles your legs, and that line in the distance feels close, friendly. It's not yelling or tugging at you, just whispering, a pull you feel deep in your bones to let go and drift toward it. The world's big out there, but here it's simple. Just you and this quiet horizon stretching wide, asking nothing but for you to look. Seeth the way the light bends where they meet, soft colors bleeding into each other, maybe blues or golds. Depending on the time, it's steady, that line, not shifting or rushing, just sitting there like it's got all day to wait for you. Your eyes follow it, and something in you unwinds. Your shoulders drop, your jaw loosens, and Theday's tangle starts to slip away. It's like the horizon's saying, come on, leave it behind, and you want to, you really do, because it feels safe, like Apramus you can trust. There's a sound, maybe Abra's rustling past, or the faint hum of nothing at all, but it's gentle, part of the call. Your breath slows, matching the pace. Inhale as you take it in, exhale as you let it pull you. Those nagging bits, the ones that kept you wound up, they're fading, shrinking against something this big, this calm. You're not moving, not really, but it feels like you're drifting anyway, carried by that soft tug toward a place where worries don't stick. Stay here with me, because Zeth's horizon's got more to give. It's leading you into a calm you won't want to leave. The light's shifting, maybe dimming, and the world's edges blur, leaving just you and that far-off line, steady as a heartbeat. It's not about getting Thor, it's about feeling it, letting it wash over you like a wave you don't have to swim against. The day's done its thing, and now this is yours, this quiet pull, this gentle call that says, rest now, let it take you, let it soothe you, and feel how it stretches out, wide and endless, ready to carry you into a sleep that feels like it's been waiting all along. Picture yourself under a willow, its long branches drooping low, brushing the ground like a curtain that shuts out everything but you. You're sitting there, back against the trunk, the bark cool and steady against your spine. The leaves rustles, a sigh, soft and slow, like the trees breathing right alongside you, matching the rise and fall of your chest. It's not a loud wind, not some big gust, just a whisper through the green. A sound so gentle it feels like a secret between you and this old willow. The world out there, it's far away now, muffled, like someone turned down the volume on everything that's been chasing you. You settle in, legs stretched out or tucked up, whatever feels right, and the air's cool under this canopy, smelling of earth and leaves. The branches sway a little, just enough to catch your eye, and it's like they're rocking you, slow and easy, into a quiet you didn't know you needed. Your shoulders drop, your hands rest loose in your lap, and that tightness, you've been carrying it starting to unravel, thread by thread, caught up in the willow's sigh. It's cozy here, like a hideout Yao stumbled into, a spot where time doesn't poke at you with its sharp edges. There's a sound maybe, a leaf brushing another, or the faint creak of a branch, but it's small, part of the hush, not breaking it. Your breath slows, falling into step with the tree's rhythm. Inhale as the leaves lift, exhale as they settle. The light's filtered here, soft and green, painting everything in a glow that doesn't demand anything from you. Those worries, the ones that followed you all day, there is slipping, caught in the branches, too heavy to hang on in a place this light dot. It's just you and the willow now, sharing this moment like old pals who don't need words. Hang out with me here, because this willow's got a calm that's about to pull you in deeper. The world outside might still be buzzing, but under these branches, it's like it DOESN single quotes TEXIST dash just this soft, swaying quiet wrapping you up tight. The sigh keeps going, steady and low, a lullaby you don't have to sing along to, just feel. You could close your eyes, let the sound carry you, or keep them open, watching the leaves dance their slow dance. Either way, the peace is sinking in, rooting you here, ready to ease you into a sleep that feels like it's been growing in the spot forever. Let it take you. This is your hideout, your calm, and it's all yours. Imagine the day's been heavy, pressing on you like a stack of bricks piled up high. Work, thoughts, all that noise you've been lugging round. But now it's dusk, and you're somewhere safe, your room with the lights low, or a porch, where the air's cooling off fast. You sit down, maybe sink into a chair, and that weight, it's starting to melt off, slow and easy, like ice left out in the sun. You feel it go first your shoulders, then your chest, like your body's remembering how to be light again. It's not a fight or a rush, it's just happening, and you're letting it. You take a breath, deep and slow, and it's like the air's helping, lifting that load bit by bit. The Dyston, its thing whatever it was, good or bad, and now it's slipping away, dissolving into the shadows creeping in. You're not pushing it out, it's leaving on its own, peeling off like a coat you don't need anymore. Your arms relax, your jaw unclenches, and there's this space opening up inside you, a quiet spot where all that heaviness used to sit. It's simple, this feeling like coming home to yourself after being gone too long. Maybe there's a clock ticking soft, or the hum of crickets starting up outside, but it's faint, blending into the stillness. Your breath keeps going, steady. Now inhale as the list of the weight lifts, exhale as it fades to nothing. The lights dim, maybe a lamp or the last glow of the sky, and it's wrapping you in something warm, something easy. Those things you were carrying, the shoulds, the coulds, they're shrinking, too small to hold on to when you're this loose, this free. It's just you now, sitting there, feeling the day let go. Stick with me, because this relief's about to turn into a peace you can sink right into. The world outside might still be spinning, but here it's slowing down, giving you room to breathe, to be. The air's cooler, the shadows deeper, and it's like they're working together to pull that last bit of weight away. You don't need to do anything, don't need to fix or figure, just let it dissolve, let it fade. Your eyes get heavy, your mind softens, and the calm's creeping in, steady and sure, ready to carry you off. This is your moment, this lightning, and it's smoothing the way for a sleep that's been waiting to catch you gentle and slow. Think of holding a pebble, smooth and cool in your hand, worn down by who knows how many years of water and time. You're by a stream, maybe perched on a rock or standing at the edge, and you drop it plunk into the flow. It sinks slow, drifting, down through the clear water, swaying a little before it settles on the bottom, right where it belongs. You're watching it go, feeling the quiet settle in its wake. Like that little fall took something with it, something you didn't need to hold on to anymore. The stream's moving, but not fast, just a steady trickle, bubbling soft over stones. And that pebble's down there now, part of it all. You see the ripples spread, tiny at first, then gony, and the water's calm again, like it never even noticed. It's peaceful, this moment standing there with the damp air on your face, the sound of the stream filling up the silence without breaking it. Your hand's empty now, lighter, and it's like your worries took the hint, dropping away to, sinking out of sight with that pebble. There's a sound the plunk when it hit, or maybe the rustle of leaves overhead, but it's quick, fading into hush that follows. Your breath matches it, slow and easy inhale as the pebble falls, exhale as the calm takes over. The tightness in your chest, your fists, it's loosening, slipping away like the water smoothed it out. It's not a big thing, this just a pebble, a stream, but it's enough, pulling you into aqua that feels bigger than it looks. The world's still out there, but her right small, simple, just you and this restful little drop. Stay here with me, because this is calm's got more to give, and it's heading your way. The light soft May afternoon sun dappling the water, or dusk turning it grained, it's painting everything gentle, easy. You don't need to move, don't need to chase anything. Theeples down there, settled, and you're settling too, letting the stream do its thing. Those nagging bits, the ones that kept you wound up, they're zinking, fading, to light to matter now. The air's cool, the sound's steady, and the quiet's creeping in, wrapping you up like a blanket you didn't know you needed. Let it hold. You, let it ease. Youth, this is your peace, and it's ready to drift you off into a sleep that feels like falling, soft and slow. Picture the ocean, waves rolling in steady, one after the other, but you're caught right there in that sweet spot between them, just pure, still quiet before the next one comes. You're on the shore, sand cool under you, maybe sitting with your knees up or lying back, feeling the earth hold you steady. The last waves pulled back, whispering as it went, and the next one's still out there, waiting its turn. It's like the sea's holding its breath just for you, giving you this perfect pause where nothing moves, nothing demands, just calm, wide and open. You feel it the way the air hangs still, salty and damp, the way the sound drops low, just a hum from far off. The water's out there, dark and endless, but here it's gentle, giving you this little pocket of peace. Your chest rises slow, falls slower, matching the rhythm that isn't even there right now, just the echo of it, the promise of it. Your hands dig into the sand, cool grains slipping through, and it's like Thea grounding you, keeping you right in this moment where the world's on hold. There's a sound, maybe thelest waves fizz fading, or a gull calling faint in the distance, but it's soft, part of the hush, not breaking it. Your breath's all you really hear, Steady and deep inhale as the quiet grows, exhale as it settles. Those tight spots theans in your back, your mind, they're easing up, smoothed out by this pause. That feels like a gift. It's not loud or grand. It's just the sea, just this space. But it's pulling you in, making everything else feel far away, unimportant. Keep with me, because this moment's about to stretch out and wrap you in something soft and deep. Theolites dimming maybe, sunset painting the water gold, or night creeping in and it's like the ocean's tucking you in, holding this calm steady for you. You don't need to move, don't need to wait for anything, the next wave's coming. Sure, but right now it's just this, just you and the stillness. Those warriors that tagged along, they're slipping, washed out with the tide, too small toehold. Onto here, let it take you, let it cradle you, the air's cool, the sand's firm, and the quiet sinking in, ready to carry you off into a sleep that feels like the sea itself, gentle and endless. Imagine walking through fog, thick and cool, where every step you take gets swallowed up, silent, like the ground's keeping it a secret. You're out there, maybe a field stretching wide, or a path you know by heart and the world's gone fuzzy, wrapped in this grey blanket that hides everything but you. The air's damp against your face, your clothes, and it's quiet, so quiet, your own breathing feels loud at first, then softens, blending in. It's like the noise of life can't find you here, like the mist ate it all up and left you. This hush instead. You move slow, not bekosu, have to, but because it feels right, teach step, muffled, disappearing into the fog as soon as it lands. You can't see far maybe, a tree looms up, then fades, or the path curves out of sight, but it doesn't matter. There's no rush, no edge to bump into, just this soft, endless drift. Your shoulders loosen, your hands swing easy, and that weight you've been dragging, it's dissolving, lost in the mist with your footsteps, too light to keep up in a place this gentle. There's a sound, maybe your shoe on wet grass, or the faint drip of water off a leaf, but it's small, swallowed quick, by the silence that's thicker than the fog itself. Your breath slows steady now, inhale the cool, heavy air, exhale and watch it swirl, joining the grey. Those tight gnats, the ones in your head, your gut, they're unraveling, smoothed out by this haze that doesn't ask you to be anything. But here, it's like the world's shrunk down to just you, just this moment, and everything else is too far to matter. Stay close with me, because this fog's about to lead you into a quiet so thick you'll drift off easy. Feelights gone soft, maybe morning, maybe dusk. It's hard to tell, and it's wrapping everything in a glow that doesn't push, just rests. You don't need to find your way. The mist's doing that for you, guiding you with its hush, pulling you deeper in. Those nagging thoughts, they're fading, muffled, left behind in the grey. Let it take you, let it hold you. The air's cool, thessalence deep, and the calm's sinking in, ready to carry you into a sleep that feels like walking forever, soft and lost and free. Imagine letting out a sea long, slow, like everything you've held all day just slips away in one soft breath. You're in your spot bed with the pillows just right, or a quiet corner where the world can't find you, and it's like that. One sound stretches forever, calm and deep, tying you to something endless. No rush, no fight, just peace, spilling out with the air, leaving you light and still. It's simple, this moment, like the whole universe fits in that sigh, whispering back that you're okay, you're here. You feel it the way it leaves you, slow and sure, pulling the tension from your chest, your shoulders, like a string untying itself. The air's cool as it goes, warm as it settles, and your breath keeps it going. Inhale to gather it, exhale to let it stretch. Your arms relax, your legs sink heavy, and that weight you've been hauling, it's gone, carried off in the sigh, too small to hold on to when everything's this quiet, this vast. It's like you're breathing out the day and breathing in forever. All in one go. There's a sound maybe, just thought sigh, or the faint rustle of your own settling. But it's gentle, part oft hush, not breaking it. Your breath's all you. Here now, soft and deep, tying you to this eternity that's lighter than the dark around you. The light's gone, maybe night's taken over, or your eyes are closed and it's warm. Steady, making everything feel safe, timeless. Those thoughts that buzzed before, they're fading, lost in the sigh, too light to stick when the quiet's this deep, this endless dot. Hang on here with me, because this sigh is about to drift you into a quiet that lasts. The night's steady still, and it's like that breath's stretching out, pulling you along into something calm and boundless. You don't need to fight it, don't need to move, just let it flow, let it soothe you. The world's out there, but here it's just you and this single sigh, reaching wide and eternal. Your mind softens, your body melts, and the peace is sinking in, deep and free, ready to carry you into a sleep that feels like eternity itself, gentle and slow, all the way to rest. Imagine lying back, staring up at a sky so wide it feels like it's got no end, stretching out above you like a big, soft blanket. You're on the grass, cool blades tickling your neck, or maybe on your bed with the window cracked, letting the night air slip in. The clouds up there are moving slow, big, lazy shapes drifting by, no rush, just floating like they've got nowhere to be and all the time in the world to get there. It's breathing, this sky, a long, unhurried breath that you can feel washing down over you, cool and gentle. Like the day's finally letting go of its grip, you watch them slide, those clouds, and it's like they're taking the weight with them, every worry, every little nag, just drifting off into the blue. Your chest rises, falls, slow and easy, matching that calm rhythm up there. The air's light against your skin, maybe a breeze brushing by, but it's soft, part of the quiet, not breaking it. Your arms stretch out, your legs relax, and it's like your body's sinking into the ground, letting the sky do the work of holding you up. It's simple, this feeling steady, like coming back to something you forgot was yours. There's a sound, maybe theresol of leaves far off, or the faint hum of the world winding down, but it's small, fading into the hush of that big, slow breath above. Your eyes follow the clouds, or maybe they close, and it's all the same. The calms, sinking in, smoothing out the edges of your mind. Those tight spots, the ones in your shoulders, your thoughts, they're loosening, carried off by this sky that doesn't ask you to do a thing but be. The light's fading, maybe dusk painting it purple, and it's like the day's exhaling right along with you. Stay with me, because this ski's about to ease you into a quiet you can't resist. It's pulling you in, that unhurried breath, stretching out wide and steady, telling you it's okay, tell it go to drift. The world's still out there, sure, but up here it's just unwind, this big, gentle sweep of calm, washing over you like a tide you don't have to swim against. Your eyelids get heavy, your mind softens, and the peace is pooling deep, ready to carry you off. Let it take you, this is your sky, your breath, and it's smoothing the way for a sleep that's been waiting, slow and sure, to catch you. Picture the night, dark and soft, wrapping around you like a quilt. with just a thin line of moonlight slipping through, maybe through your window, hitting the floor, or threading between trees if you're outside. It's glowing faint, a silver streak cutting through the black, tracing a path that feels like it's just for you. You're lying there, or sitting up, watching it shimmer, cool and gentle. Not bright enough to wake you up, but enough to pull you in. It's not loud or pushy, just a whisper of light. A thread stretching across the dark, calling you to follow it somewhere quiet. You feel it the way it lands, soft as a feather, painting a little glow where it touches. The room's still, or the night air's calm, and that silver line's like a guide, leading your rise, your breath, slow and steady. Your chest rises, falls, matching its space. Inhale as it glints, exhale as it holds. It's cool where it falls, maybe on your hand, or across your blanket, and it's like it's brushing away the day, smoothing it out with every shimmer. Your shoulders drop, your fingers uncurl, and that heaviness you carried, it's slipping, too faint to hold up against this gentle light. There's a sound, maybe a creak in the house, or the rustle of leaves outside, but it's small. Swallowedy, the silence the moonlight brings. Your breath's the loudest thing now, soft hand even, tying you to that silver thread stretching out in front of you. That arc's deep, but this light's deeper somehow, cutting through it without treeing, making everything feel safe, simple. Those thoughts that buzzed around earlier, they're fading, caught in the glow, too clumsy to stick around in a moment this still. Hang on here with me, because this light's got a calm that's about to wrap you up and drift you off. The night's settling in, the moonlight holding steady, and it's like it's weaving a knit to catch you soft, silver, endless. You don't need to chase it, don't need to move, just let it pull you, let it soothe you. The world's gone. Quiet outside, shrunk down to just this thread, this glow, and the peace is sinking and cool and deep. Your eyes trace it, or maybe they close, and the calm's threesome either way, ready to carry you into a sleep that feels like floating on that silver line, gentle and free, all the way to morning. Think of a river at night, smooth and still, like it's fallen asleep under a sky full of stars. You're by its edge, maybe on a bank with the grass damp under you, or just picturing it from where you land. It's so quiet you can feel it dreaming, no ripples, no rush, just this deep, steady hush, flowing slow, dark water catching the faintest glints of light. It's not moving fast or loud, it's resting, and you're resting with it, feeling the silence wrap around you like a blanket you didn't know you needed. You watch it or feel it, really, the way it sits there, calm and sure, like it's got secrets it's too sleepy to tell. The air's cool by the water, brushing your face, and it's like the river's breathing with you, slow and soft, a rhythm that doesn't demand anything. Your chest rises, falls, matching that quiet flow. Inhale as the stillness grows, exhale as it holds you. Your hands rest by your sides, your legs stretch out, and that tension you've been hauling around, it's slipping, dissolving into the dark water, too light to matter against something steady. There's a sound, maybe a frog plopping in somewhere far off, or the faint lap of water on the bank, but it's quick, fading into the silence. That's thicker than the night itself. Your breath's all you hear now, soft and even, tying you to this river that's streaming right in front of you. The stars overhead might flicker, might reflect, but the water doesn't care, it's too deep in its hush, pulling you into those worries from the day they're sinking, drowned out by this quiet that feels alive, ancient, like it's been here forever waiting for you. stick around with me, because Vitha's river's about to carry you into a peace that feels like a dream itself. The night's deep now, the air cooler, and it's like the water's tucking you in, holding this silence steady just for you. You don't need to move, don't need to fight the rivers doing the work, flowing slow and sure, smoothing everything out. The world's far off, left behind, and it's just you and this dreaming hush, stretching out wide and endless. Let it take you, let it cradle you. Thestas fade, the silence deepens, and the calm's sinking in, ready to drift you into a sleep that feels like floating downstream, soft and still, all the way to rest. Imagine looking up as clouds slide apart, slow and silent, like they're making room just for you. You're somewhere soft, your porch, with the boards creaking under you, or a hill where the grass bends softened. It's like the sky's opening up, revealing a patch of blue or black that feels like it's been waiting. There's no hurry, no big wind pushing them, just this gentle shift, quiet and easy, splitting the grey to let something calmer peek through. You're lying back or sitting still, watching it happen, feeling the world settle down with it. You seeth the way the edgy soft, the clouds blur, pulling apart like cotton, smooth and slow, without a sound to mark the change. The air's still, maybe cool against your face, and it's like the sky's giving you a gift, a little window to breathe through. Your just rises, falls, matching that unhurried pace. Inhale as they part, exhale as calm fills in. Your arms rest loose, your head tilts back, and that weight you've been carrying, it's slipping, fading into the gap those clouds left behind, too small to hold on to in a moment this wide. There's a sound, maybe a bird calling once, faint and far, or the rustle of something in the distance, beauties, soft, swallowed by the silence that comes with this parting. Your breath's rhythm now, steady and deep, tying you to this quiet shift overhead. The light changes, maybe sun spilling through, or stars winking out, and it's gentle, not sharp, painting everything in a glow that doesn't push, just rests. Those thoughts that buzzed around, they're drifting, caught in the clouds, too. Lighto stick in a sky this still. Keep with me here, because this stillness is about to settle in and take you somewhere restful. The clouds keep moving, slow and sure, and it's like they're clearing the way, smoothing out the day's rough spots. You don't need to chase anything, the sky's doing it for you, opening up, letting the hush pour down. The world's out there, sure, but here it's just you and this silent parting, stretching wide and easy. Let it hold you, let it soothe you. The air's cool, the light's soft, and the calm sinking in, ready to carry you into a sleep that feels like floating through thought gap, gentle and free, all the way to peace. Picture the ground beneath you, solid and calm, humming a tune so low you feel it more than hear it, like the earth itself is singing you to sleep. You're lying down, maybe outside on a blanket, the dirt cool under you, or in bed with the window open, letting the night creep in. It's rocking you slow, this lullaby, a steady pulse you can feel in your bones, warm and ancient, like a hug from something that's been here forever. The world's still, or maybe it's just this spot, holding you close with a quiet that sinks deep. You feel it the way the earth stays put, steady under you, not shifting, not rushing, just there. Your back presses into it, your legs stretch out, and it's like it's cradling you, taking every bit of weight you've got left. The air's soft, maybe carrying a whiff of grass or soil, and your breath falls into step and hail as the hush grows, exalius, it wraps around you. Your hands rest flat, fingers loose, and that tension you've been hauling. It's seeping out, soaking into the ground, too small to matter against something this big, this kind. There's a sound, maybe a cricket chirping low, or the faint rustle of leaves, but it's part of Falalubi, blending into the hum you feel more than hear. Your breaths steady now, deep and slow, tying you to this rhythm that's older than you, older than anything. The light's gone soft, maybe moonlight, maybe just the dark, and it's warm, gentle, painting everything in a glow that doesn't demand a thing. Those worries from before, they're fading, rocked away by this earth that doesn't stop, doesn't falter, just keeps humming its slow song. Stay close with me, because this lullaby's about to pull you into a quiet so deep you'll float away. The night's settling in, the ground holding firm, and it's like it's singing just for you, smoothing out every rough edge. You don't need to move, don't need to fight, the earth's got you, rocking you gentle and sure, easing you into rest. The world's out there, but here it's just you and this ancient hum, stretching out wide and endless. Let it take you, let it cradle you, for air's cool, the ground's warm, and the calm's sinking in, ready to drift you off into a sleep that feels like being held by the earth itself, soft and steady, all the way down. Imagine a breeze so soft it's more like a whisper, brushing past you without a word, like it's too shy to say much. You're outside, maybe on a step with the wood cool under you, or sprawled in the grass, feeling it prick against your back. It's just there, this breeze, cool, quiet, barely moving the air, like it's tiptoeing around you so it doesn't wake anything up. It's not pushing or pulling, not rattling leaves or tugging at your clothes, just touching you light as a feather, a little hello that doesn't need an answer. You feel it how it grazes your skin, soft and slow, lifting a strand of hair or cooling your neck just to notice. The world's still out there, sure, but this breeze makes it feel far off, like it's keeping everything loud at arm's length. Your chest rises, falls, easy and steady. Inhale as it brushes by, exhale as it fades. Your arms rest loose, your legs stretch out, and that tightness you've been, it's slipping, caught in this whisper of air, too heavy to stick around when everything's this gentle. There's a sound, maybe a leaf stirring somewhere, or the faint hum of nothing at all, but it's small, part oft, hush, not breaking. Your breath's the rhythm now, soft and deep, tying you to this breeze that barely speaks, just sighs. The light's fading, Mabedusk, maybe just your eyes softening, and it's like the air's painting everything in a glow that doesn't demand a thing. Those worries that tag a dow long today, they're drifting, too light to hold up against something this quiet, this kind. Stay with me, because this breeze is about to ease you into a calm that feels like a sigh you didn't know you were holding. It's pulling you in, slow and sure, smoothing out the day-throw spots without even trying. You don't need to chase it, don't need to move, just let it brush over you, let it soothe you. The world's shrinking down to just this moment, this whisper, and the peace is sinking in, cool and deep. Your eyelids droop, your mind unwinds, and the quiet's pooling around you, ready to carry you off. Let it take you, this is your breeze. You're calm, and it's smoothing the way for a sleep that's been waiting, soft and light, to catch you. Picture the night just starting, that first hour when everything hushes down like it's finally punched the clock and called it a day. You're in your spot bed with the covers pulled up, or a chair by the window where the glass fogs a little. With your breath, the world's gone, still no cars rumbling, no voices cutting through, just this soft, empty, quiet settling in like a guest who knows the house. It's not forced or sudden. It's natural, like the days handed over the keys and slipped out the back door. You feel it the way the air gets heavy, cool, wrapping around you like it's saying, okay, you're done now. The room's dim, maybe a streetlight sneaking in, or just the dark doing its thing. And it's like the silence is a blanket tucking you in slow. Your chest rises, falls, steady and deep inhale as the quiet grows. Exhale as it holds you. Your shoulders drop, your hands rest easy, and that buzz you've been, it's fading, dissolving into this hour that doesn't ask you to be anything but here. There's a sound, maybe a clock ticking soft, or the house creaking as it settles, but it's faint, part of the hush, not breaking it. Your breath's all you really hear now, slow and event, tying you to this stillness that's thicker than the night itself. The lights, gone, maybe curtains blocking it, or just the world turning off, and it's warm, gentle, making everything feel safe, simple. Those thoughts that ran with, they're slowing, tripping over themselves, too tired to keep up in a quiet this deep. Hang on here with me, because this of ours got a piece that's about to wrap you up and drift you off. The night's just beginning, but it's already steady, holding you like it's got nowhere else to be. You don't need to fight it, don't need to move, the silence eyes doing the work, smoothing out the day, easing you in. The world's out there, sure, but here it's just you and this first quiet hour, stretching out soft and endless. Let it pull you, let it cradle, youth air's cool, the dark's kind, and the calm's sinking in, ready to carry you into a sleep that feels like the night itself, gentle and free, all the way to rest. Think of a lake at night, flat as glass, so still it's like it's holding its breath under the sky. You're by the edge, maybe sitting close with your knees up, or just picturing it tanned, the stars are bouncing off it, little mirrors twinkling. In the dark, it's calm, every pinprick of light, doubled sky and water blurring together until you can't tell where one ends and the other starts. You're there, watching it shimmer, quiet and simple, feeling it pull you in like a secret. Only you get to see. You see it the way the stars sit there, steady in the water, not flickering, just glowing soft and sure. Thea's cool by the lake, brushing your face, and it's like the stillness is alive, holding everything in place. Your chest rises, falls, slow and easy and helios. The light catches your eye, exhale as it settles. Your hands rest in your lap. Your legs relax, and that weight you've been hauling, it's slipping, sinking into the water with those stars. Too small to matter against something this wide, this peaceful. There's a sound, maybe a ripple from a fish, or the faint rustle of reeds, but it's quick, fading into the hush that's deeper than the night. Your breath's the rhythm now, soft and deep, tying you to this lake that's reflecting everything back at you. The dark's thick, but the stars cut through tiny bright, making it feel safe, endless. Those worries that followed you here, they're blurring, lost in their reflection. Too clumsy to hold up in a moment this still. Stick around with me, because this reflection's about to carry you into a stillness you can't shake. The night's deep now, the water's steady, and it's like it's mirroring you. Too calm, quiet, ready to rest. You don't need to reach for it, don't need to move, just let it pull you, let it soothe you. The world's gone silent, shrunk, down to just this lake, these stars, and the peace is sinking in, cool and deep. Your eyes trace the light, or maybe they close, and the calm's the same either way, ready to drift you off into a sleep that feels like floating on that still water, gentle and endless, all the way to morning. Imagine the dark folding around you, warm and steady, like it's got its own heartbeats, soft, alive in the silence. You're tucked in somewhere cozy bed with the blankets piled high, or a spot where the night's wrapped you up tight. It's not empty, this dark it's full, pulsing gentle like a friend who's always there, thumping low and easy in the quiet. No lights cutting through, no noise to jar, you just this deep, peaceful pulse holding you close, telling you it's okay to let go. You feel it the way it presses, in soft but sure, like a hand on your shoulder saying, rest now. Fear's still, maybe warm against your skin, and your breath falls into stip inhale as the dark grows, exhale as it cradles you. Your chest rises, falls, matching that slow thump steady, alive, like the night's breathing with you. Your arms relax, your head sinks deeper, and that tension it's fading, melting into this pulse that doesn't rush, doesn't push, just holds. There's a sound, maybe your own breath, or the faint creak of the room settling, but it's small part of the rhythm, not breaking it. The dark's thick, now warm and deep, tying you to thisha beat that's quieter than silence itself. No edges, no sharp lines, just a glow you feel, not see, making everything safe, simple. Those thoughts that trust before, they're slowing, sinking, too light to stand up to this peaceful dark that's got you in its grip. Rocking you slow dock. Keep with me, because this dark's about to lull you into a rest that feels like home. The night's steady now, pulsing soft, unsure, and it's like it's beating just for you, smoothing out every rough spot. You don't need to fight it, don't need to move, the dark's doing the work, easing you in, pulling you deeper. The world's gone, left behind, and it's just you and this quiet thump, stretching out warm and endless. Let it take you, let it hold you. The air's still, the pulse is kind, and the calm's sinking in, ready to drift you off into a sleep that feels like sinking into the dark itself, soft and steady, all the way down. Picture a leaf falling, slow and loose, from some tree you can't even see in the dark or the haze. You're watching it all, maybe just picturing it in your head whirling down. No hurry, no plan, just drifting wherever the air takes it. You're out there, maybe on a bench with the wood cool under you, or inside with the window open, and it lands soft wherever it lands, like it doesn't care, and neither should you. It's light, this moment, and it's like your worries are falling, too, dropping away easy as that leaf. You see it or feel it the way it sways, catches a breeze, then lets go, spinning slow and free, the air's cool, brushing your face. And it's like the leaves showing you how to do it, how to drift without fighting, without holding on. Your chest rises, falls, slow and steady inhale as it floats, exhale as it settles. Your hands rest easy, your legs stretch out, and that weight you've been carrying, it's slipping, tumbling down with the leaf, too small to matter in a moment this careless, this calm. There's a sound, maybe theresol as it falls, or the faint thud when it hits, but it's quick, fading into hush that follows your breaths. All you hear now, soft and deep, tying you to this drift that's lighter than the air itself. The light's gone, maybe night, maybe just your eyes closing, and it's gentle, painting everything in a quiet that doesn't push, just rests. Those nagging bits from the day, they're falling too, spinning off, too light to stick when everything's this free. Stay here with me, because Vithis drifts about to take you to a quiet so light you'll float away. The night's steady, the air cool, and it's like the leaves left you a trail, slow, easy, leading you to rest. You don't need to chase it, don't need to move, just let it pull you, let it soothe you. The world's blurred, shrunk down to just this fall, this hush, and the peace is sinking in, deep and free. Your minden wins, your body softens, and the calm's carrying you off, ready to drift, you into a sleep that feels like falling without care, gentle and loose, all the way to peace. Imagine standing at the edge of a forest, trees stretching up dark and tall, their branches knitting a canopy that blocks out the noise. You're there, maybe on a path with pine needles underfoot, or just peering out from where you sit, and past them, beyond the last trunk, something endless opens up, quiet and wide, calling you soft like a hum you feel in your chest. It's not loud or sharp, just a pull, a promise of calm stretching out forever. Like the world's got no edges here, no hurry to pin you down. You look through the gap's shadows fading into a haze, maybe stars or a glow you can't quite place, and it's like the infinite's breathing, slow and steady, inviting you, to it, go. The air's cool, smelling of wood and earth, and your breath falls in Tostopen hail as it calls, exhale as it holds you. Your shoulders loosen, your hands drop, and that weight you've been lugging, it's slipping, dissolving into vastness. Beyond, too small to matter, against something this big, this gentle. There's a sound, maybe a twig snapping underfoot, or the faint rustle of leaves high up, but it's quick, swallowed by the hush that lives past the trees. Your breath's the rhythm now, soft and deep, tying you to this endless stretch that doesn't demand a thing. The dark's thick between the trunks, but beyond it's lighter, somehow open, free, making everything feel safe, boundless. Those worries that trailed you, they're fading, lost in the infinite. Too clumsy to keep up in a placethis, still. Stay with me, because this infinite's about to ease you into a peace that stretches forever. The forest stands guard, but past it, the calm's pulling you in, smoothing out the dace row edges without even trying. You don't need to walk there, don't need touches. It just let it wash over you, let it soothe you. The world's noise is back behind those trees, but here it's just you and this quiet call, stretching out wide and endless. Your eyes soften, your mind unwinds, and the peace is sinking in, deep and free, ready to carry you off into a sleep that feels like stepping beyond, gentle and vast, all the way to rest. Picture your hands open, loose, palms up like you're letting go of something you didn't even know you were holding. Time slides through them slow, easy, like sand trickling out, no gripping, no clenching to keep it. You're sitting somewhere, still your room with the lights off, or a bench where the wood's worn smooth and the minutes don't stick, just drift off into the air, light as dust. It's free, this feeling, like the clocks stopped mattering, like the days finally quit tugging at you. You feel it the way it flows, soft and steady, slipping past your fingers without a fight. The air's calm, maybe cool against your skin, and your breath matches it. Inhale as it moves, exhale as it fades. Your shoulders drop, your arms rest heavy, and that pressure you've been carrying, it's falling too, spilling out with the time, too light to hold on to when your hands are this open, this empty. It's not a rush or a loss, just a quiet letting go, like you're giving the hours back to wherever they came from. There's a sound, maybe a clock ticking far off, or the faint hum of the world slowing down, but it's more part of the drift, not breaking it. Your breath's all you hear now, slow and deep, tying you to this slip that's gentler than silence itself. The light soft, maybe a lamp, maybe just the darkened. It's warm, easy, making everything feel safe, timeless. Those plans, those shoulds that piled up, they're sliding way, to loose to stay when time's this free, this kind. Hang on, here with me, because this slip's about to carry you into a quiet that feels like floating. The night's steady, the air's still, and it's like the hours are melting, leaving you light and unmoored. You don't need to grab them, don't need to count, just let them go. Let them soothe you. The world's out there, ticking away, but here it's just you and this open-handed drift, stretching out soft and endless. Your eyes get heavy, your mind softens, and the calm's sinking in, ready to drift you off into a sleep that feels like time itself slipping away, gentle and free, all the way to peace. Think of a shore, waves lapping soft against the sand, washing everything away as you stand there, toes sinking into the cool, wet grit. You're by the water maybe, with the tide brushing your feet, or just close enough to hear it tanned. It's calm, steady, pulling the day out with it like it's doing you a favor. Your worries, they're fading, caught in the foam, slipping off with the tide, leaving you lighter every time it rolls back. It's simple, this moment's soothing, like the sea's got your back and knows just what to take. You feel it the way the water moves, slow and sure, smoothing the sand and your mind in one go. The air salty, cool against your face, and your breath falls into step inhale. As the wave comes, exhale as it goes. Your shoulders loosen, your hands hang easy, and that knot you've been carrying, it's unraveling, washed out with the tide, too small to stand up to something this patient, this kind. The shore's steady under you, holding you while the sea does the work, wiping the slate clean. There's a sound, the soft shush of the waves, or maybe a gull crying faint overhead, but it's gentle, part of the fade, not breaking it. Your breaths, the rhythm now, deep and slow, tying you to this shore that's letting everything go. The lights dim maybe, sunset gilding the water, or night creeping in, and it's soft, warm, macking everything. Feel safe, distant. Those nagging bits, the ones that stuck all day, they're dissolving, pulled under, too light to matter when the tide's steady. This shore dot stick around with me, because this shore's got a calm that's about to drift you off easy. The waves keep coming, slow and soft, and it's like they're erasing the last of the day, leaving you clean and quiet. You don't need to fight it, don't need to hold in the seas taking care of it, smoothing everything out. The world's back there, but here it's just you and this fading shore, stretching out gentle and endless. Let it pull you, let it soothe youth. The air's cool, the sand's firm, and the peace is sinking in, ready to carry you into a sleep that feels like off tide itself, soft and steady, all the way to rest. Imagine a voice soft low, like a friend in the dark whispering, rest now, it's okay. So quiet, it's barely there, but strong enough to hold you. You're in bed, covers pulled close, or curled up somewhere safer couch. A corner, and it's like the night's leaning in, making you a deal you can trust. No push, no loud demands, just a promise, gentle and sure, slipping through the silence like it's meant just for you. It's warm, this moment, like the dark's got your back and won't let go. You hear a taw, feel it the way it wraps around you, soft as a breath, smoothing out the edges of the day. The air's still, maybe cool against your skin, and your chest rises, falls, falling into step inhale as it whispers, exhale as it settles. Your shoulders drop, your hands unclench, and that weight you've been hauling, it's slipping, caught in the promise, too heavy to stick when everything's this quiet, this quiet. It's not a command, just a nudge. A little vow that rest is yours if thou went it. There's a sound, maybe the rustle of sheets, or the faint hum of the night outside, but it's small, part oft hush, not breaking it. Your breath's all you really hear now, slow and deep, tying you to this whisper that's softer than silence itself. The light's gone, maybe curtains drawn, or just the dark doing its thing, and it's warm, gentle, making everything feel safe, close. Those thoughts that buzzed before, they're fading, muffled by this promise. Too light to stand up to a night this steady, this sure. Keep with me, because this whisper's about to wrap you in a peace that pulls you under. The dark's deep now, the air steady, and it's like the night sealing the deal, smoothing out a very rough spot. You don't need to fight it, don't need to move, the promise is doing the work, easing you in, pulling you deeper. The world's out there, bother, it's just you and this quiet vow, stretching out soft and endless. Let it take you, let it hold you. The air's cool, the dark's kind, and the come sinking in, ready to drift you off into a sleep that feels like the whisper itself, gentle and sure, all the way down. Picture yourself under a tree, or just feeling at the roots deep in the earth, stretching down dark and quiet, holding a calm so still it's like the ground's fallen asleep. You're there, lying back with the soil cool beneath you, or sitting close where the trunk rises, steady, and it's heavy, this quiet, sinking into you like it's been there forever. It's old, this moment steady, like the earth's got you wrapped in its arms, telling you it's okay to stop, to rest right where you are. You feel it the way the ground holds firm, solid under you, not shifting, not shaking, just there. Thea's cool, maybe carrying a hint of moss or dirt, and your breath falls in tossed up inhale. As the calm grows, exhale as it roots you. Your back presses into the earth, your legs relax, and that tension you've been dragging, it's seeping, soaking down with those roots, too small to matter against something this deep, this kind. It's like the trees sharing its secret, passing you a hush that's older than anything you know. There's a sound, maybe a leafling slow, or the faint creak of wood overhead, but it's gentle, part of their stillness, not breaking it. Your breath's the rhythm now, slow and deep, tying you to this calm that's thicker than the dark itself. The light's soft made moonlight filtering through, or just the night, and it's warm, steady, making everything feel safe, grounded. Those worries from before, they're sinking, buried under roots, to light to hold up in a place this quiet, this sure. Stay here with me, because this calm's about to root you into a rest you can't resist. The earth's steady, the air still, and it's like the roots are pulling you down, smoothing out a very rough edge. You don't need to move, don't need to fight, the ground's doing the work, holding you gentle and deep, easing you in. The world's up there, but here it's just you and this ancient hush, stretching out wide and endless. Let it take you, let it cradle you. The air's cool, the earth's firm, and the peace is sinking in, ready to drift you off into a sleep that feels like being held by the roots themselves, soft and steady, all the way to peace. Picture the day's last light dipping low, soft and gold, like it's tipping its hat good night to the world below. You're watching maybe from a window with the glass cool against your cheek, or out in the open where the air's turning. Crisp, and it's calm, slow, bowing out without a fuss, like it knows it's done its part. The sky's painted in streaks orange, fading to pink, then grained, it's warm, this moment, quiet, like the world's whispering, see you later. With a smile you can feel, it's not a big goodbye, just a gentle dip, a soft exit, that leaves everything still. You see it the way it lingers, brushing the tops of trees or rooftops, casting long shadows that stretch and fade. The air's cool now, settling around you, and your breath falls into step inhale as the light dips, exhale as it slips away. Your shoulders loosen, your hands rest easy, and that weight you've carried all day. It's slipping too, caught in the glow, too heavy to hold on to when everything's this soft, this kind. It's like the lights taking it with it, leaving you lighter as it bows out. Steady and sure. There's a sound, maybe a leaf rustling as the breeze picks up, or the faint hum of the world winding down, its small part of the hush, not breaking it. Your breath's the rhythm now, slow and deep, tying you to this gentle bow that's softer than the dark creeping in. The glow's fading gold to grey, then gone, and it's warm, gentle, making everything feel safe, finished. Those worries that stuck around, they redrifting, swept off with the light, too light to matter in a moment this still. This sweet dot, stay with me, because this light's about to ease you into a rest that feels like a hug from the day itself. The night's stepping in, the air, steady, and it's like the last glouse left. You, a gift calm, quiet, smoothing out every rough edge. You don't need to touch it, don't need to hold on, just let it fade, let it soothe you, through worlds out there, turning dark. But here, it's just you and this gentle bow, stretching out soft and endless. Your eyes soften, your mind unwinds, and the peace is sinking in, warm and deep, ready to carry you off into a sleep that feels like the light's last touch, gentle and kind, all the way to rest.